Hello everybody, it's Boxie Nigma here, hopefully you there. We are continuing with our delve through the NFL's Wildcard Weekend. Yesterday we reviewed the Saints and the Seahawks game, and today I am reviewing a game that is near and dear to my heart, the New York Jets at 11-5, the number 6 seed in the AFC. Let that sit for a minute. 11-5, number 6 in the AFC. Head into Indianapolis to take on the Indianapolis Colts, 10-6, winning the AFC South, and first thing you got to look at here, this is a bit of a revenge game. From last season when the New York Jets went in to Indianapolis again, took a lead to halftime, and ended up getting smoked by Peyton Manning in the second half as the Colts went into the Super Bowl. So it's a little bit of history there. The game's prime time on Saturday night. It's got the number 1 spots, probably maybe save for the Packers and Eagles. Everybody's most anticipated game going into Wildcard Weekend. Rex Ryan and the Jets, got to give Rex credit. Say what you will about his foot fetish. Say what you will about, his antics and his, cockiness. He has gotten the Jets both years into the playoffs that he's been their coach. The Colts, on the other hand, are kind of, the Jets seem to be maybe on the rise a bit. Colts seem to be maybe going the other direction. Colts had a lot of injuries this season. At many times looked like Jacksonville was going to take that division, but Peyton Manning and the Colts, by hook or by crook, went on a 4-game winning streak to end the season and found ways to win their games and get to the playoffs. You have to give them respect for that. You have to, lift the hat a bit to Peyton and the Colts. In looking at this game, you've obviously got to look at the history and the success that Peyton Manning has had with Rex Ryan defenses. I believe in the last 3 games, it's something like 897 yards Peyton has, which is almost 300 a game, 10 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. With all that being said, though, you have to also look at an improved Jets defense in the secondary. I'm not going to say they're improved overall because without Jim Leonard and Chris Jenkins, though they didn't have Jenkins last year, I don't know if they're improved from last year, but the secondary is improved with Cromartie and Revis. So I feel like they have, obviously both cornerbacks to match up with Peyton's wide receivers, who are also lacking. Colley's injured. They've had a couple other major pieces that have been injured, but other people have stepped up. You've had Jacob Tamme step up. Peyton finds a way, and I think he will continue to find a way in this game. I'm not necessarily saying that he's going to win this game, but don't think for a second the Jets defense is going to come and shut down Peyton Manning. It just is not going to happen. This game, and the key to this game, is going to be on Mark Sanchez, and really the offensive play calling of the New York Jets. If I'm the New York Jets, you cannot, under any circumstances, start off slow with the dink and dunk passes. Sure, you want to establish the running game, and if you can't run on the Colts, you really can't run on too many playoff teams, so this is your opportunity to run, and you should establish the running game. However, I think it's also important to get Sanchez going early. Don't be conservative with Sanchez. Let him throw the ball. If he throws his interceptions, you're not going to win this game. If Sanchez comes out and throws 5 picks, you are not going to win this game because then Peyton Manning is going to take back over. That being said, the defense of the Colts is also lacking. So on paper, especially because of the fact the Jets have one more win, I believe the Jets are the better team here. Sure, Peyton can win, but I think there's also a little bit of bravado in Rex Ryan that he knows if he comes out in this game and he loses again, then people are going to think he's a joke. Every year, he's going to come out with all this, we're going to win, guaranteed to win, number 1 seed, all this stuff from Hard Knocks, and it's just going to be all for naught. He's almost going to be a laughingstock. They're going to get this win, I believe, the Jets. I believe you're going to get that Patriots-Jets matchup next week, and I honestly do believe that the Jets have a shot here. This is the one year in the NFL I believe both number 6 seeds have a shot to run the table on the road. I'm not going to say obviously it won't be easy, but I think also there's a bit of a, I know me personally watching the Sunday Night Football halftime show and watching the collision course they're attempting to set up between the Colts and the Patriots, I mean that's just, in my opinion, disrespectful. You can't discount the Steelers as much as I dislike them, and I do. You can't discount even the Ravens. And for them to just jump to the conclusion and assume that it's going to be Peyton against Brady again in the AFC Championship, and that's the matchup everyone wants. Well, it's not the matchup that I want. I don't believe that Peyton Manning is going to be getting out of the first round this year. Sure, Colts are favored by 3, which you got to give them because they're at home. Basically, that's the NFL's way of saying they believe these two teams are even. In the past, you always look for Peyton Manning to find a way, but this season, he has not always found a way. Sure, he seems to be finding a way recently, but I do believe the Jets buckle down here. I do believe that the Jets got a little bit back when they beat Pittsburgh at home, and I believe the Jets take this game and jump into the next week against New England. However, do keep in mind that I am a diehard Jets fan, and if you followed my history throughout, it is incredibly hard for me to pick against the New York Jets. I try to avoid their games if I could. Obviously, I'm happy I'm not avoiding their games because it means they're in the playoffs. But with that being said, My pick against the spread is the New York Jets at 3 dogs, and I believe the Jets win outright here, defeat the Colts, and I think a lot of people are going to have some explaining to do, especially one Tony Dungy, and I'm glad that it's going to be on NBC, so we can have to hear what Mr. Dungy has to say about Rex Ryan laying the smack on Jim Caldwell's, even though it is technically Jim Caldwell's, on his Indianapolis Colts. And I'm excited about it. I do believe Jets take this win. With that being said, I'm going to sign off here. Be sure to jump back with me tomorrow as we look at another very exciting matchup, the Sunday game at 1 o'clock, with the Baltimore Ravens heading into Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be a fun game, that game. I can't wait to go through it with you guys tomorrow and break it down. Until then, Boxing Nigma out, and be well.